my performance is just very normal, and the productivity is something that makes me different from I was before and I am today. Hello everybody. Today I'm very glad that I can share with you the content for my workshop. This is about the productivity for manager. This is one of my passions. I spent several years in order to research about this topic, and I will share with you on this workshop. So let's dive in. Before we move on, let me introduce myself. So I am Đào Anh Tuấn. I'm the head of the project management office in Siemens Healthineers. I have over 10 years experience working in the project management. So far, I am proud that when I come to Siemens, I am the person who set up the new PMO. Before that, we just have 2 project managers, but now we are a team of 7 project managers. And the most important thing is we work in a holacracy environment, which means that every team member, they have the high independent working, so they can make the decision by themselves, which means that we are very dynamic and adapt quickly to the market. And this is coming from the term the holacracy. But it's not the way before, because it's the whole journey in which we have to build a team highly effective, highly productive. And that's why I share with you my journey on this workshop as well. So let's looking back about the history. So I graduated from the Backward University. The grade is not so great. It's just about 705. So you can see this is a quiet average. And after Backward University, I participate in the Unilever Management Training Program. This is a fantastic program. They recruit the students around the countries, and they have 6 rounds of the selections. So in every round, they eliminate half of the candidates. And finally, we have 18 candidates to work together in the management training program. So I worked for Unilever for 3 years. And after 3 years, I registered an MBA in the Maastricht. And then again, you can see my score is not so great. It's just 7.5. So you see that's my journey is just very normal. I tried a lot in order to improve myself, but somehow my performance is not so good. And then I also try to challenge myself with the mega size project. The budget of this project is 200 million. This is a mega size project in Lào Cai, in the mountain of Vietnam. This is so huge. The construction site is so big, and the complexity is so high. And I live there to work as the project engineer. After that, I joined Siemens as the head of the project management office. And here, I started to grow my career. So after 4 years, at the moment, we do not increase the resource, but we can handle double the capacity. So which means that we enlarge our business scope with the same resource. And that's one of the things that I am so proud for my career. Not only that, I also have some compliment from my senior and also from the other colleague. Some of them, they are the colleague working side by side with me, so they are in another department. But some of them, they are work under my management. But overall, they always refer to me as the person who willing to share, to give the value to the others. And this is one of my passion, or one of my life principle, that I always want to share the value to the others. And now I want to answer the most important questions, that is, why productivity? And as I mentioned before, my performance is just very normal. And the productivity is something that makes me different from I was before and I am today. So for me, the productivity is the catalyst for the success in the modern life. So if you can see, this is a tree, and on the trees you have the flowers or the fruit, and you can think the flowers or the fruit as the result of all your hard work. And during my career, I read a lot. I participated a lot in the training program for self-improvement, but somehow I still cannot can become the high achiever. And when I realized about the productivity, so the productivity is actually the body of the trees, and the success principles is the root of the trees. So with the productivity, I can connect the root of the trees going to the leaf of the trees, and then produce the flowers or the fruit of the trees. So that's why productivity is the key for me to unlock all the potential for myself and also for my colleague as well. And therefore, I believe that productivity is also the catalyst for the happiness, because when we growing, it's meaning that we are happy. Tony Robbins, one of my favorite author, mentioned that progress equals to happiness, and that's also one of my principle in the productivity as well. And now we come to the modern life when we have so much to do, and then we easily get distracted by many things. And the productivity is the foundation for us to keep the balance between the work and the life. So for me, that's why productivity is very important. And of course, you can have a lot of videos, many people talking about the productivity. I just want to make sure that my understanding here align with you. So for me, the productivity is about very simple. We do the right thing in the right way, with the right time, with the right people, and at the right energy. So everything seems to be right. And to connect everything, I call this the total alignment. And why we have a total alignment? You just think about that, because first we need to do the right thing. Otherwise, we just go into the places that we don't want to go. And then during the process, we have to do it effectively and efficient. And we have to do it with the right people. And of course, we have to deliver in the right energy. So for me, that's simple. Before, I used to think about the productivity or the productive people is some people who walk very fast, who talk very fast, who make decisions very fast, like the Fast and Furious movie. But right now, I have a different thinking about the productivity. So it's about be calm and confident that we can do everything right and enjoy the moment. So that is the total alignment, the concept that I want to introduce to you. And why my workshop is different? Because as I mentioned, I researched about the productivity concept for a long time, and I bring all the knowledge that I have, like the Hoshin country, like Get Things Done from David Allen, Building the Second Brain by Tiago Forte, Agile Management, Make Time, and some approach from the Japanese company like the Hoshin country and the Ikigai. So everything. And it's very difficult for us to combine everything into one thing. And we are lucky because with Notion is all in one workspace. And with Notions, I actually can design a system in which we can reflect all kind of methodology as I mentioned. Of course, everything will have pros and cons, but with Notion, we can collect the best thing among them and combine them into one system. And that's why I mentioned about the total alignments again. So this is a very practical workshop. I do not talk about the theory. Of course, later on, if you want to learn more about the ZTDs, I'm willing to share, but this is the real practical. So I will give you the template. I will give you the tool to make sure that you will have the real impact performance after the workshop. And I make sure that you will work hard during the workshop. So it's not about I'm just talking. It's about we work together to build your own system as well. Now let's dive into my Notion. Yep. So this is my Notions. I hope that you can see on the screen. And here we have the navigation pane, a lot of tabs like this, but don't worry, don't get overwhelmed because I will walk you through every details when we go into the exercise, when we work on the template. I just want to give you the highlight, the high level understanding about the system, because the system is the most beautiful feature in the Notion. So let's go to the original. Here we have the system. The system will start with the dreams, because I believe that everybody will have their own dreams. And I will encourage you to break down your dreams into the goals, very specific goals. And we use a template called Hoshin Country. Hoshin Country is the methodology for us to break down the strategy in the company into the very clarified goals. And we can do it in the personal level as well. So basically you can define your biggest dreams, and then together we use the Hoshin Country to identify your goals. And then after you have the goals, we'll discuss about the project, because the goals with the projects, we break down the goals into the smaller packets in which we can define as the project. And the project is more manageable. So it means that you have more motivation to complete a project. But when you complete a project, means that you complete the more progress to achieve your goals. And because we know that besides of the work, we have the other areas of life. So I also the fan of the work-life balance, as I mentioned to you. So the productivity is no meaning if we do not have a work-life balance. So we have to be highly productive because we want to spend more time with the family or with ourselves. So that's why in our system, we also address the other areas of life. And we also need a lot of resource during our journey. So with Notion, I will teach you how you build your own library, the knowledge base. And the knowledge base is just the right thing, the right knowledge in order to support your areas or support your projects. And because you can complete a project, then we support your goals. And when you complete your goals, which means that you are one step closer to your dreams. And we come to the action zone. So for me, the very important time in the life is now, because right now we make action and we make the decision that drive us towards the goals that we want. And the action zone is one of my favorites in Notion, because everything in Notion is a database. And because we have a database, which means that we can connect the information from various databases in which we can build an action zone. Action zone is the place for you to place the laser focus to achieve the things that you have to do right now. But I will ensure you the thing you are doing right now in this system will be the things you want to do, and the thing will contribute for your life in order to success. And in order to make sure we have the maintenance check, I also design the daily habits database, the weekly review in Notion, the monthly and the annual reviews. So this is a complete system in which I will share to you the template. This is the system that I built from various resources, packages, condenses into Notion, and give it to you. So which means that this is not the theory anymore, because I make sure that I also give you the tool, and the tool plus the process. That's how I can ensure you have the high performance after the workshop. Okay, so just have a very quick look on the design life. So you see my dreams. From the dreams, I define the hosting country, and then I also define the areas of life. And with the hosting country, I know my goals. And another concept is about the ikigai. So ikigai is also a Japanese term in which they will ask us about what we are actually passionate, what we are good at, and what the world needs. So this is a kind of thinking in which I use the ikigai to filter the projects, because I just don't want to do the projects that will not leverage my passion or my strength. So I just want to do the projects to contribute to my goals. But that projects must leverage my strength, which means that I have more chance to success in that project. And that's why I use the ikigai as the filter for me to select what projects that I should do and what projects that I should ignore. So one more step that I go to my action zone. Don't get overwhelmed, because I will walk you through every details on the system. And so this is my action zone. So right now I know that I am recording this video, and this is something that I schedule for today, and this is the task that I'm doing. And I know that before I can make this task, I need to make the slides. So the slide that I just showed you, that is the previous task. So this is the independent. And then I know that because this is support me to deliver this training, this workshop. So everything connect to each other. And then I have my daily tracking here. So I know that I maintain my data, and in which I will revisit this knowledge on the weekly review. And you can see that the data from the daily will accumulate to the weekly, and then on the weekly routine, you will have the snapshot of your life in the last week. And then you can have a lot of lesson learned and improvement ideas from the data that represent to you. And in Notion, it's very beautiful and easy for us to do so. And here I can know about tomorrow. So I very effectively, I can have a quick look on the task that I will do tomorrow as well. And here some tasks that to ensure that I follow up the people, or something like this is the dependent task. So the dependent task means that I need to complete something in order to trigger the next task. So here I also have a very easy to monitor my waiting list and my dependent task as well. And come to my calendar here, and very easy for me to navigate here. So I know that today I have this task as the schedule one, so I must finish this one. And for example, I have the other task, and then maybe I can reschedule this like this. This can so this is the schedule one. Schedule, which means that I want to do it on that day, and maybe this is I can move it like this. So which means that I can play around to balance my my workload, and ensure that I still focus enough to do the things that I want to do the most. And here, this is my active project. Of course, I have more projects than this, but on this filter, I just want to focus on the projects with the status that I am doing. And later on, I will share to you my project list, in which we can have the Kanban board, the idea phase, the planning phase, the doing phase, checking phase, and the finish and the archive. So everything will be very organized. But here, this is my laser focus for this week. And Notion, again, can bring to me a lot of data with the database features. So here I know that I have 62% progress, here 77. So it's very easy for me to realize that what is the next thing that I should do. And so with that, let's dive in to the first exercise, that is about the setting goals. And I will see you on the setting goal section. So thank you.